I guess is vlog number 1. That's 11. Okay, 1. I am Rochelle and I'm currently studying. Okay, this is awkward. Alright, so hey folks, I'm Rushell and I am a final year student at the University of West Indies in Trinidad and Tobago, which is in the Caribbean, and if I figure out how to do it, I'll put a map right there. Yeah, so I spent 3 years during my degree living in francophone countries or spaces. I spent 1 year in Montreal and then I spent 2 years in France. One was in Strasbourg and the other was in Vierzon, which is like a little town, like it's not so little, I don't know, it's like 40,000 people. Yeah, south of Paris, like 2 hours from Paris by train. And right now there's a helicopter passing. I don't know if you can hear it. Maybe you can. Or maybe it's a plane, guys. Planes have been so rare these days. Like where I live is like the flight path is right over my house. And I used to have planes all the time, and now they're just like these really rare things. Thank you, COVID. Anyway, and my neighbor's dogs. Right, so I was saying that I spent 3 years in francophone countries, and when I started, I literally just knew how to say like bonjour, ça va, je suis. Oh yeah, I used to say like je suis Rushell, and I used to say je suis fini, and then one day my friends in Montreal like, oh, that means you're dead. And like, this means you've finished the task. Maybe this is wrong. Maybe it's the other way around. No, say j'ai fini, right? But over those 3 years, I started learning French. I started practicing French more and more. And there were 3 consecutive years. So I was in Montreal, and then Strasbourg, and then Vierzon. So when I was in Montreal, I started taking French classes at my university, like French, not Quebecois French, and I enjoyed it. It was like an intensive year-long course, and I found it to be really useful. I mean, I was really starting from the bottom, and my lectures were great. They were both, let me see, one lecturer was like French from France, and the other lecturer, she was like Quebecois, but she'd lived in France for a while. So, I mean, but back then, like, I couldn't tell the difference between Quebecois French and like France French. Like, not even the accent sounded somewhat different, but I mean, I barely knew the language, so I couldn't see. However, like 3 years later, when I hear like my like Quebecois, actually 4 years later now, my Quebecois friends speak sometimes, I'm like, shoot, I don't understand what they just said, like I missed something. Anyway, the whole point of this video, and I suppose the direction that this channel might go in, is that after I did that like year-long intensive French course, like really for introductory French, I didn't do any French courses for the 2 years that I was in France. I just like picked up the language from being immersed in a space where everybody speaks the language. And I worked in schools, so I had like teachers always around me, so it's like correcting me kind of thing. Um, and making like French friends helped a lot. But yeah, it was coming right. So then I came back to my country. I came back to Trinidad to finish up university. I had 2 years left, and during the first year, during the first semester, the first year, I did like a mid-level, let's say like B1 French class, but it was more like lower B1 because I understood everything. Like I was a bit more advanced in the class. The only thing is that my conjugation isn't good. Like my listening, my comprehension is really good. Like listening and written comprehension is pretty good. But my expression, like oral and written, is not so good. Like, yeah, it's not great. So while my comprehension might be like B2, my written and oral expression tends to be lower, mainly because it's not like a vocab thing. It's mainly because I never really learned how to conjugate all the verbs in the different tenses properly. And so it's a grammar thing and it confuses the heck out of me. But I'm trying to improve that right now. And I have been trying to improve that. So I've kind of like loosely been working at that or on that for a couple of months, like during mid-COVID days. We're now in November. Maybe this stops soon. Maybe this goes on for like another 2 years. I don't know. But from start until now, like somewhere August, like July, I started doing a lot of like practice lessons and stuff. So I started improving, and I decided that I'm finally gonna stop chickening out and take the DELF B2 examination. So it's the most, like, if you check these statistics, it's the most widely failed DELF exam, because I think it's at that pinnacle where you're like, either you're not yet C1, like you don't have that level of fluency, you're not that great with the language, but you're comfortable with the language. So I think, but it's also like B1 is like you're now starting to get comfortable, and I think it's easy to misjudge like how comfortable you are. So the exam is on December 17th, which today is like, I don't know. Today is, I think, like November 20. I'm not sure, okay? But I know that November 17th was like 3 days ago or 2 days ago. And I decided, okay, I have 1 month, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna get this done. I am going to try to prepare to pass the DELF exam in 1 month's time. My game plan is that I'm trying to spend like 2.5 hours a day interacting and studying with the French language. So what does that look like? I want to listen to 30 minutes of like French news or French recorded stuff, like officially recorded stuff, for 30 minutes a day, and then I want to spend 2 hours practicing the language. And when I say practicing the language, I don't mean like speaking, I mean doing lessons and this sort of thing. So I found a really good resource on YouTube, which is this guy who's been posting like, I guess he's also a teacher, and he's been posting things with how to pass like the structure for the written, the structure for the oral, and maybe something else. But I've been looking at his videos for those two things. Again, if I figure out how to do it, I'll like put that somewhere in here. And then I also found online, I don't know if I should like say this or not, but I also found like really good resources in terms of the Réussi DELF B2 book in PDF format. So my plan is to do like either 1 hour of like a lesson from that book, and or two, it's not really lessons, it's just like prep things that copy the format of the exam. So some of that, either plan or write, either oral or written expression, and something else. It's written in my notebook. I don't feel like going for it. Yes, okay, I will go for it. Alright. Oh no, now the lights off. Okay, it's back. So, yeah. Yeah, and I want to use like dictations, which I'm surprised, like they're pretty hard to find on YouTube. They're not that many, but I'm gonna ask a very close French friend to like record things for me, and yeah, like use those as dictate. I find it helpful. I find them helpful because, as I said, like grammar is kind of like my weaker points, and it helps me to like think about what I'm writing, to really think about what I'm writing without having to think about like creating something or being creative or like telling a story. It's just it's just for me to like put these things down. It helps me to remember like all those extra letters that are not pronounced in the French language. Yes. And to like be on my P's and Q's about like what do you call it? But okay, what's it called? Like pluralization, where you have to like put in the like agreement between the verb and the nouns in the sentence, which you really, again, really common and not. You can't hear that. You just have to like understand the content of what's going on to do that. So yeah, my plan for today is to do one of the lessons from the DELF test. A dictation, which I mean it takes like 13 minutes and then like another 10 minutes if that much to correct, so it's not really hard. And finally I want to practice like a written letter, but seeing that it's actually the first day that I'm gonna be sitting down and actually studying for this, guys, it's hot. I turned off my fan so the audio is not messed up. But I'm paying for it. Yeah. So I'm gonna use the same guy's video, and he lays out how the response should be structured extremely well. I'm gonna link his stuff down below if I can't get to put it right there. And yeah, so since it's the first day, I'm just gonna focus on that. And I suppose tomorrow or the day after, I am going to like actually start writing one. And yeah, so yesterday and the date, okay, I can see the date here. Alright, so it's the 14th of November here, which means that the exam is on the 12th of November, not the 17th as it said. And I'm gonna do it at the Alliance Française in Trinidad, in Port of Spain. And the cost is like 500 TT, which is maybe math, which is maybe like 40 something euros. Is it? No, 5. Yeah, it's like 40 something euros, which if you've tried to do one of these tests in France, you would know that it's like 100 euros, like 90 something euros. So I'm really grateful to be able to do it in Trinidad and get it at a much sweeter deal. I've been looking there, not there. Oh well. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. Maybe I'm gonna like show you guys while I work or something, I don't know. But yeah, so follow up, I don't want to say that I'm gonna do this every single day, but I might do it like, let's say thrice a week, 3 times a week. But then it might be hard to remember. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. Look out for a new video soon of me. I might actually parler en français un peu ou faire quelque chose d'autre. Je sais pas. But yeah, let's see how it goes. And I will let you all know in a month's time how the exam went. And then after that, I'll let you all know how the examiners say that my exam went. Anyway, merci, bisous, mwah, mwah, bye.